All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. And if we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around for us.
This is gonna feel real good, alright? Most dope. Everybody please put a thumb in the air.
Now Giroux, deep in the circle. Finds the Garces, they score! Slot to the backhand, save up the rebound! Couturier, he scores! Sean Couturier stayed with the rebound, rims it home. Reed looking to spring Simmons, he does! In a goal! He scores! Carlson in front, tip line, shot, Mason flashes across and robs Turris. Passes back, with room now, Gostisbehere, the shot, he scores! Couturier has it back, final 6 seconds of the power play. Couturier waits, finds Medvedev, he waits and then fires, and he scores! Udis pursues the pass, tipped by Peugeot to Wyman, back in the middle for Peugeot, shot, save Mason! What a stop that was as he reached back with the leg. Pass tipped by Simmons, and he'll skate it up, trying to get that red line, good pass to Couturier, fires at the empty net, and scores!
We're streaking! We're streaking!
Now, Andy Robb and Bro, the Philly Hockey Guys.
You think KFC's still open? the car alarm really just drove that home.
Tell me that's not the perfect way to start the show today.
Oh well, absolutely. Well, it's just good to be back in general doing a show, and it's nice to get a couple wins.
A couple wins. 3 wins.
Now, let's just, before we start the show, first off, welcome to the Philly Hockey Guys podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Ken.
Thanks a lot for listening, as always. We kind of called that, didn't we? Did we not say that Hurricanes game could have been the game that they needed?
Yes.
To get things going. And boy, oh boy, have things been clicking.
Well, I think what you're seeing now is players starting to buy in to Hackstall's system, starting to get a little bit more comfortable with things out there, and
players are standing up for each other.
Absolutely. Something you
great.
don't see anywhere else in Philadelphia sports right now.
Oh, boy. Hey, the Sixers did unite.
That's
to
right.
finally get their first win.
Of course, it was against a terrible Lakers team.
True. So, yeah, what a solid last few games for the Philadelphia Flyers, and we'll get into it in just a sec. We hope everybody out there listening had a great Thanksgiving, and, of course, if you're in Canada, we hope you enjoyed your Thursday, like we said before.
Yeah. No, Thanksgiving really was great, especially after, 4 o'clock.
I mean, after the Eagles were done playing?
After the Eagles were done playing, then it was time to eat, and then you got to watch the Cowboys get their ass kicked.
Yeah, that was
So
satisfying.
that was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Romo getting hurt again.
I can't believe that. You hear that Jerry Jones is like, he's got 4 or 5 more years left in him. That's right.
Yeah.
He always pulls out guns for no reason, just starts shooting them in the air.
Senile old man.
How about them Cowboys? You're fired.
A nice end to Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday comes around, you get the Flyers playing the Preds.
Yeah. And what a showing that was by them. That was a great game.
Great game, but again, give up a late goal in the third to drive you insane.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
What's a Flyers game without it, though?
Make you curse a little bit.
Yep.
But then, ghost.
Oh,
again,
man.
The same setup as the Carolina game.
Pretty much, just a little bit different.
Yeah, just a little bit different, but he gets the pass to Giroux, and he makes that shifty little move, finds himself all alone right in front. Boom, puts it in. Flyers beat Nashville.
I'm still going to say it might be a bit too early to tell, but so far, so goddamn good. He has really added a lot so far. And you know what? A lot of the defensemen on the team have really been stepping up. Like, take Del Zotto, for instance, the other game. Real quiet under the radar game. Scored a goal.
Del Zotto has picked up his play. It's been great to see Medvedev.
Got his first NHL goal last night.
So it's good to see him playing some meaningful minutes. Luke Shen, you haven't heard his name a lot, which is a good thing. That means he's not screwing anything up, so he's playing solid.
When he stuck up for Schultz, I thought that was that was phenomenal.
Great.
He was right there,
yeah,
and he was ready to go. I mean, and that's a great thing to see.
Mm-hmm. So right now, everything's is clicking.
Everything seems to be clicking in the right direction.
And I'll give you some credit. The last show, we did a little prediction of what those 3 games were going to look like: the Islanders, Nashville, and then the Rangers game.
Yeah.
And you had them getting some serious points out of that. And I was like, I just don't see it happening. And then, sure enough, they go and lay an egg in that Islanders game.
Right.
But, again, like we said, come out strong against Nashville, get the win there. And then the shock of all shocks this weekend, this past weekend, was you go up to MSG, not only get a win up there, but shut out the Rangers and win a game convincingly.
It was a very, very solid effort.
I mean, the first period was a little shaky, but the second period, they came out, just took it to the Rangers. It was fun to watch. And then the third period, just, they closed out a game.
Yes.
You're thinking it was going to be close.
Yeah.
But, man, I hand it to, Hackstall and the coaching staff. They got this thing turned around right now.
They really have.
And if this second line, which has been on fire the past 2 games, it can play anywhere near this level the rest of the year, look out. This is a dangerous team.
Yeah, and Jake, it doesn't even matter where he plays. He adds something to every spot that he plays on. And just like we were talking about in the last episode, and speaking of which, you can listen to them all on iTunes, SoundCloud, all that crap, Giroux and Voracek are going to be reunited regardless on the power play unit.
And the power play looks fantastic ever since Ghost has come
And can we talk about how good the PK has looked ever since Bellemar's come back?
I mean, the PK with Couturier and Bellemare, they've now killed off 21 consecutive power plays. The PK has just been phenomenal and a big reason why the Flyers are winning these games.
It makes me so, happy to see. It really it does instill quite a bit of confidence in you with this team.
Yep.
Now, some people are still thinking it's like a fringe team, it's a bubble team. All right, but you know what? I'm enjoying this ride while it lasts, man. This is great.
Well, right now, the Flyers are 10-10-5 on the season. Out of the last 10 points they could have gotten, they've gotten 8 of those points.
Say it again. Just because.
8 out of the last 10 points. Flyers
That
have
is
secured.
all right with me.
And now only 2 points out of a playoff spot right now.
Yeah, right behind New Jersey. We're creeping up on them.
And we got the Devils coming up Friday night.
Now, that's in New Jersey? That's at the New Jersey Devils retirement home?
Yes, pretty much so. Yeah, all 50 of their fans will be there.
Well, hopefully there'll be a face painter there.
We can only hope. Got to support the team.
Got to support the team.
Good old Putty.
Dude, when Kramer first walks into that apartment and he notices Putty with his face painted, his reaction is just unbelievable.
El Diablo.
You stole my Jesus fish, didn't you? All right, well, you know what? I got to tell you, man. These lines have been looking great. Simmons coming to life. Couturier doing great things. Voracek seems to pretty much make an influence on every line that he's on, which is still, it's not a concerning thing that he's not back up on the top because, G and Jake get reunited on the power play.
I guess what it is, the Flyers' third line right now, Jake in the 70s.
Yeah, Vandy and Pebbles.
Yeah. I mean, it's looked good. And
it has.
And that first line that G's now, centering with
Braden Shen
and Raffle, that line's creating a lot of chances, but that second line right now, they are leading the charge. And when Couturier signed that big contract back in the summer, a lot of people questioned if he could be a second-line center. I think he's showing it right now that definitely he can. It was just getting a little time in this system.
Yes.
And it's the whole team. They're coming together right now. So it's exciting to watch. I know I said in the last episode that I found hockey to become a little boring. And here's what happens when your team actually starts playing the way they're supposed to play.
Sure.
Hockey gets a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
So,
see?
But yeah, I mean, if the Flyers can keep this up, oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. And it's nice to see Coots having a bit of an emergence with his role right now. And yeah, I mean, you're right. We did talk about that a while ago. That was like third episode of the show all the way back in the summer.
And I know there's a lot of Couturier haters out there. Because I saw him last night on Twitter saying, oh, yeah, here he comes with his annual, couple games. Just surprised it's not against Pittsburgh this time. And ripping him for missing the empty net shot at the end. It could have gave him a 4-point night. This kid's a player.
Yeah.
I mean, he shuts down He's always out there against the top lines. He's shutting down people, and now they're actually generating some offense. Get on board now with this guy.
Yeah.
If you aren't already.
I haven't seen too many things that I would take away as negatives from his play, especially like we just said over the last few games. Very good.
And I don't want to shortchange or forget about the goaltending.
I was just about to say.
3 games.
I was just about to say. I have 2 words for you, Steve Mason.
Well, Steve Mason, and don't forget about Michael Neuwirth
either.
I mean, against Nashville, Neuwirth had 33 saves on 35 shots. He played great in that game and kept the Flyers in that game.
It's really great watching the both of them play.
And then we go to Saturday up in New York at Madison Square Garden. Mason pitches the shutout, 24 saves in that game for him. And then last night has another 23 saves to help the Flyers beat the Senators last night.
It's just so nice to see. Yay!
Yeah.
Steve Mason.
Michael
Neuwirth.
Here's some stats on Mason. His last 6 games, a 1.80 goals against average.
Really?
Save percentage is at .938. So, I mean, he's finding his groove.
Yeah.
And I really think this is great having 2 goaltenders who are competent at being number ones in this league, I think, right now.
Well, not only that, but are also just so adept at keeping their teams in the game, respectively.
And I think what you're seeing right now is 2 guys going out there, and they want to top what the other guy has done the night before. And that's never a bad thing.
Sure, maybe they have. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they got a little thing. Hey, get more saves than me. Well, I'll pay for dinner tonight.
Yeah,
or,
something like that. Whatever. But whatever
Dillabaw's doing too. Let's not discredit him. Whatever he's been doing, working with those guys. Lots of credit given there too to the coaching staff, to Kim Dillabaugh, our new goaltending coach.
So I think what you're saying, the pieces are there right now, and they're starting to come together. Who knows? Again, I know I was down on this team last week. I didn't think they would do anything, but they've really showed me a lot these last couple games. I'm excited about them.
It seems like almost that they're starting to play boldly.
Yeah.
Is that some bold play that's going on?
I think so. I think that's what we were promised this year, and now it's coming to fruition.
Santa Claus is finally bringing us the boldness. But really, I mean, all jokes aside, I mean, it does look a bit bold.
It does. I mean, this team is becoming fun to watch. I mean, we haven't even...
Smarter with the puck.
We haven't really even talked about Gostisbehere yet.
Oh, my God, I know, and everyone's waiting for that.
Yeah.
Ghost, oh, my God. Like, what do you need to say? Like, you watch the games. We watch the games. I mean, I think the kid could be the real deal. I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot and be like, he's the next coming of whoever. But, wow. Has he had some stellar play over the last few games?
I think.
My God!
I think since he's come up, the Flyers are now 5-2-2.
That sounds right. Yeah, I think that is right.
And he's become the first rookie in Flyers history to score 2 game-winning overtime goals in a season.
Let's make it 3 or 4.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's keep those numbers going.
It's almost every time he's on the ice, especially on the power play or in the 3-on-3 overtime, you're like, he's going to score. And sure enough, most of the time it's happening.
Yeah.
But he's one of those guys now where if the Flyers get a power play or you go to overtime, you don't go anywhere. It's not like, I can go in the other room and just listen. No, you sit there on the edge of your seat just waiting for him to do something.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Giroux and Gostisbehere certainly have quite a dynamic between the two of them.
Oh, absolutely.
And Giroux and Gostisbehere's dynamic is really something that needs to be mentioned, but also you can't forget how improved the Flyers have been with zone entries within the last few games, and I think it's almost directly correlated to him joining the team.
I think you got a few things there. Yes, I think Ghost has helped on that, but you also got to look at, this was a brand new coaching staff coming in. So it was going to take a while for this team to get together, and yeah, bringing up Ghost has definitely helped, and I think it's kind of rubbing off a little bit on the rest of the D-men.
Yeah, we hope to see him, with the team for an extended period of time because there's still no timetable return for when Mark Streit's going to be coming back. But apparently he did just skate on his own, but he's nowhere near coming back from what I see.
And I think Hextall and the Flyers are kind of starting to anticipate that kind of cap crunch that they're going to have here coming up, because you're seeing all kinds of rumors right now that the Flyers are looking to make a deal. And the latest rumor I saw, and I think it was on, I think Eklund had it, and I always know.
Oh, credible. Very credible.
I know, but every once in a while he does hit one. But apparently they're talking with Montreal right now. Flyers could be looking to trade a top 6 forward, is the rumor, for draft picks or prospects in return.
And you can never have too many draft picks, and of course, with the way that the system is, and with the Flyers organization, prospects are always a good thing too. But of course, you're gonna wonder what's the price that the Flyers are going to pay for such a thing in a trade.
And the question is, if it's a top 6 forward, which one is it? Is it like Simmons that we were talking about last week? I don't know if I want to do that now after seeing the last few games. Is it Couturier? No, I don't think so. Again, look what that second line has done the last few games. I would really hate to give up on them now when it seems like they're starting to turn the corner and really become that second line we thought they were going to be before the season started.
I mean, Matt Reed could be a viable candidate, but I like watching him and Simmons play together. So, I mean, it really is quite a quandary, if you will.
And how much longer do you keep Voracek out of the top 2 lines? You'd like to see somebody with that kind of skill playing with other skilled players, not to take anything away from those 70s guys.
Right, yeah. I mean, yeah, not to discount the work that he's done with them, and obviously Bellemare is a great player. He's such a force on this team, and he's a real positive influence. But and that also raises the question, if you're going to have people like Cousins getting playing time with the club as well, and there's a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to this.
And I got to say, I like what McDonald's kind of brought to the team since he's come up. I mean, I know he's an older guy in his 30s and is not going to be, a huge impact guy, but he's looked halfway decent when he's gotten ice time.
Yeah, I mean, he scored a goal the other night.
And I love that picture after he scored the goal in the locker room, holding up the puck. First goal as a Flyer, and just blood trickling down his face. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's like the most Philadelphia Flyers first goal picture ever.
It's amazing. All right, well, before we get out of here, I guess we have to address the Gudas suspension, which is God, just,
ridiculous. But you know what? What did I say yesterday when we weren't recording? Before we did the show, I was like, I bet you it's going to be 3.
I thought for sure, especially after seeing the Dubinsky hit on Crosby
last week. You mean how he almost killed him?
He almost decapitated Crosby. Only got 1 game. Meanwhile, Gudas just falls forward a little bit. Yes, he extended the forearm, but still, 3 games? That's suspension just because of the sweater.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Rinaldo, like, he pretty much gave Sean Couturier a concussion and no suspension. But if he was on the Flyers, would have been 10 games.
I just don't get it. I just don't understand why there's still this bias against the Flyers when it comes to the NHL Safety Committee. I mean, I get it. We were the Broad Street Bullies, but that was almost 40 years ago, 35 years ago. It's time for the league to get over it.
It's the word of the day on my word of the day calendar is it's egregious.
I'm not going to argue with that.
It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, and it's like another thing that we talked about before we decided to do the show. When they show it, from different angles, the Gudas hit, I mean, basically I know the Department of Player Safety is going better safe than sorry, because if you look for it at a certain angle, it does look pretty bad. It does look like a pretty vicious hit, deliberate contact to the head. But again, still, 3 games for that compared to Dubinsky against Crosby, and it does not make any sense.
No, none at all. And I mean, that is just the NHL these days. It's really frustrating. I was glad Gudas came out and said, well, it's not going to change the way he plays the game. He's still going to be physical, and that's exactly what this Flyers team needs, is some physicality, and he's brought it a lot this year. And this is the first time he's ever been called on something like this. So it's not like he's a dirty player or a cheap shot artist. It's just, again, ridiculous by the NHL to give him a 3-game suspension for that type of a hit.
Do you think the Flyers defense might take a step back without his physicality over the next few games, or do you think they're going to pretty much remain about the same until he comes back? The next game he's able to play is on December 10th.
Well, I think right now, you got to hope that Schultz is able to come back. He's been day-to-day, so if he can come back, Luke Schenn has to step up and be that physical presence for the Flyers.
Yeah.
for those next 3 games. And then, you go with, Manning's back out there. Manning, who played, I thought, a decent game the other night, so hopefully he can keep that going while Gudas is suspended.
And it looks like for the next game, in regards to the Gudas suspension, things are changing up just a little bit. Looks like Delzato is going to be paired with Luke Shen, we just spoke about. Medvedev's going to be with Schultz, I think, and the Gostisbehere-Manning combination are going to stay just the way it is.
I think they'll be all right for 3 games.
I will have to go ahead and agree with you. So we got the Devils next. That game is going to be a good one.
And a chance to close in on that possible playoff spot. I know it's very early on still in the season, but, not really that early on. I mean, we're 25 games in at this point. Mm-hmm. So every point counts, especially.
Every little bit.
Yeah, so, it's a game. Hopefully we can extend this winning streak to 4 games.
Sounds good to me. Score predictions for this game. I'm going to say it's going to be kind of a close one. I'm going to say 3-2 Flyers are going to get the win against the Devils.
And just because I don't want to jinx them, I'm going to pick against them. I'm going to say Flyers lose 3-1. I'm going to use that reverse psychology kind of thing going.
Well, that's also sometimes accurate because for some reason the Devils just seemingly always have our number, so it's not completely far-fetched.
No, I'm just hoping to, work a little of that voodoo magic that we were, talking about a couple episodes ago.
That's true. I got to get those voodoo dolls out. All right, well, I guess that's it. We'll be back with another one.
Yeah, we'll try to get another show out early next week. In the meantime, you can listen to all the shows. You can always find them on iTunes, SoundCloud, on TuneIn. I think we're pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, and also for some great up-to-date information, stats, all that stuff, check out FlyersNerd.com, also FlyersBuzz.com, and also OrangeAndBlackPack.com as well.
All right, let's hope we keep this winning streak going. For Andy Robb, I'm Ken Prell. We are the Philly Hockey Guys. Let's go Flyers.
See ya.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like the Philly Hockey Guys podcast page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Philly Hockey Guy and subscribe on iTunes, TuneIn, and SoundCloud.